Thank you for joining us on Black Investments Matter. I'm Antoine Anderson, and we have an update to the Darlene McCoy Jackson story, that racist receipt out of the Woody's restaurant in Buckhead, Georgia, the Buckhead section of Atlanta, Georgia, that is. There was a presser, and the NAACP is involved, and we are going to get into what was said.
This particular day, I just wanted a veggie cheesesteak. And I walked into Woody's in Buckhead and I placed my order. The employee took my order, but he referenced me as Darky in in the system. So as I was paying and the screen popped up and I saw Darky, I asked him to change my name. Just put an L, just correct it because Darky is insensitive to a black woman. He refused.
It's insensitive to a black woman. It's insensitive to anybody who walks into a restaurant and doesn't expect to be called out their name. This is one of those things where doing just everyday things can lead to a racist moment, and we've got to get past that.
So I asked him again. I said, "Could you just take that off, change the name? Could you correct it for me?" He still refused.
So you try to get a little slick, a little funny and cute with name calling, got called out on it, and instead of doing the right thing right then and there, you chose to brush it off, and now things are about to escalate.
So at that point, I said, "Just forget the sandwich. Could you refund my money?" And he still refused.
So imagine being in that situation. Can I just please have my money back? Can I have my money back? And we don't have to do this. And somebody says no. What you mean no? See, right then and there, that would have been a problem. And whether or not you are a peace loving person or not, you tell someone you're not getting your money back, and I'm gonna call you darky. Things could have went very, very sideways. And you know, God bless her, because that just would not have gone the right way. I don't think a lot of us would have the kind of patience that she is demonstrating to just even stand there and deal with that.
And unfortunately, at this particular time, as I do, I just kind of sat back and just thought about it. Like, how do you fix a situation like this? How can you fix this?
What Miss McCoy Jackson is verbalizing is that first instinct to try to peacefully resolve an issue like this. It's not her responsibility, but she's taking the responsibility and the higher road and trying to get to a peaceful resolution. I just want my money. Let me go. No, no, no. What can I do to fix this? Is what she says. You can't fix that because you can't fix that other person. The way you fix it is what she is doing, and I cannot agree more with how she's handling this. It is what we should be doing every time you see something out of line.
And I've just kind of went back over. Thank God for Google reviews and thank God for Yelp, because that's where our consumers will go and express themselves and to tell people, about their poor experiences. And even with Yelp and Google reviews, it does not mean that an owner, a business owner, or a manager is going to look at the reviews and see what it is that you have to say. But gratefully, I had a platform to be able to bring attention to something that was already on Google review and Yelp about this particular facility. And had I seen that, I probably wouldn't have gone in the first place.
I've known the employee for many years, and there's never been an experience like this before.
But I did. But one of the things that I thought about is that the normal consumer doesn't have my platform. So, one of the resolutions that I feel is very important for us, for everyone as consumers, is something that I've created in the midst. It's called the Right One, which is a social media platform that will allow consumers to post videos and post their experiences. And it will also be a whistleblower to people that are racially and socially discriminatory against their patrons. But it is also going to serve as a spotlight for businesses who are getting it right.
So there you have it. Trying to come up with a solution to highlight the good and the bad and make sure that people are held accountable. That's all we're looking for.
We will have forthcoming details about the Right One platform coming up at the top of the week. I do want to say that my attorneys and I, we got together and they asked me what I wanted to see. What I actually wanted to see is reconciliation because that's not what we get to see too many times in this society. You see publicists that will give you a blanket apology, but it doesn't get to the heart of the issue. I wanted to sit down with the management team, with the employee, with the attorneys of Woody's, with my team, and then my reconciliation team so that we could sit and talk through some resolution. They refused to sit down with us.
So, as a continuation of the original insult, you try to offer a path forward and it's rebuffed. So be it.
And I'm going to give it over to my attorney because he has been in contact. They refused a lot of things, but that leads us to where we are today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is James Walker. Excuse me. My name is James L. Walker Jr. and along with Attorney Griggs, we have been advising Darlene, Ms. McCoy, and her husband here, who stand so bravely with her. I think it's very courageous for her to come forward. Many times people let these things happen and they just brush them under the rug and keep it moving because they don't want this kind of attention. She has been through a very traumatic experience here. If you've ever dealt with racism or a racial slur or any kind of racial discrimination, you understand the impact it has. And if you haven't, hopefully you never will. I reached out to Woody several times. We tried to get them to meet with the NAACP. I have emails where I've said, will you meet with the NAACP? And I've never gotten a written response back to say, yes, we'll meet with the NAACP. We'll meet with others in the civil rights movement to help us better this. When you have a company that has numerous complaints like this, and I've read many of them, you can't just fix it internally. And one of the things they told us is they want to select the person to fix it. They want to select the team to come in and do diversity training and sensitivity training and all kind of different diversity inclusion efforts. We disagree with that. We agree with what Ms. McCoy just said, that Mr. Griggs and the NAACP and experts like that should be brought into the party. It should be brought into the meeting so that it's done right. I don't want you to self-check yourself. I want you to let experts come in and hopefully fix this so we don't see another Darlene McCoy story.
We see it time and time again. Whenever somebody is asked to be held accountable for their actions, there's a reluctance to seek outside help. They want to try to self correct. Imagine an alcoholic going into an AA meeting and telling the counselor that, yeah, I want to stop drinking, but I can't give up that vodka in the process. That's not how this works, partner. You need to have some outside interference to get in between you and your worst impulses. And I mentioned alcoholism and racism in the same space is because it is the same type of mindset. This is something that is within you that has to be addressed. And like any other illness, disease, way of thinking, you have to alter that way of thinking. Black Investments Matter is committed to following this story to its conclusion. This one hit close to home because Atlanta is my place. We pride ourselves on the diversity of our food networks. This is not the first incident within the last 2 years where things that are just starting to rear their head again in this part of the country. And first, it's that kind of treatment, then it's something else. And before we allow it to take hold, we gotta hold these individuals accountable, and we gotta take corrective action. I love what Darlene McCoy Jackson is doing. We're gonna keep following her and her husband. That was him who was standing behind her, supporting his wife, making sure that we are visible. I love everything about that. I love the fact that the NAACP has hit all the right notes, and it's unfortunate that Woody's didn't respond to that olive branch that was being offered them. So if they want to stay out on the limb, let them continue to boycott. Do not give them your business. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think about this video and the situation. Make sure when we get that information from Ms. McCoy's camp of the right one social media presence she's trying to spearhead, we'll share that with you as well as soon as we get that information. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Leave your comments below and hit that like and subscribe button.